Wassail Beautiful People. House Leo. When I picked up the deck, the sun, your ruling planet, was on the bottom. I rifled the deck and I shuffled them, and then a card came out and it slipped across my hand. It was your sign again. You're you're in need of this message. I feel I've been writing down energies and discussing with people that I'm working with how there are sort of four different characteristic aspects: our shadows, our light, the hidden wisdom that we can bring out when we can balance our dark and our light, and then the gifts we bring to the world. And I've been reading them through, and I'm very aware that since lockdown, there's been an energy of real sort of suppression of Leo frequency. You've been caged, and it's hurting. And I don't know how that will bleed into the message, but we shall see as this unfolds. I'll have a sip of water. So I've got my mane out for you, just to make you feel a little bit more at home. I do really feel your suppression, that energy, that frequency of being contained. In many ways, just because for the past year and a half, I've been travelling alone, and I spend an awful lot of my time completely on my own. But that gives me a chance to do the work that I want to do. But there are moments when, just like Leo, I need to socialise. I don't have any planets in Leo, but that doesn't mean that the energy of Leo isn't part of my story. Every house is part of our story, every sign, because they are a house in many respects. So we're looking at today different aspects to help you understand how to change things. And I don't know how this will work, but let's begin with the bells. There's a vagueness. I've had a very lovely energy flowing through me all day, and as I've sat down to connect with you, I'm feeling that suppression. Anyway, let's see if we can change it. See if we can find a way out of this. There was just an energy of emptiness, like you need refueling. And I briefly heard an old song, just the first line of it. I don't think the lyrics of it are important other than what's it all about, Alfie. So it's just a question. What is this all about? For you, Leo, what is this right now all about? So, as I said, the sun is your ruling house, and we are heading towards a solar eclipse, and there is something that tells me that there is a transformation of your frequency due soon. So let's hope that comes through. We need to look at the solar plexus, the note E, and see what it brings. So here is your E, and this is happiness. This is joy. This is to prowl about in full energy. So let's hope this can help to bring some of that frequency to you. Mm. There's a kind of a sense of it being very present, but a sense of it having no drive behind it. Let's try and remember your drive. I feel like the spark is there behind you. Was feeling it very strongly in my thighs and my groin. But let's see what comes. So with this new Alchemy of Astrology deck, I've been breaking down with the help of some others the notions of 4 different aspects of House Leo. And by House Leo, I mean the energy of being in Leo, not just the sun in Leo. I know, yeah, the sun is the ruler of Leo, but many people will have planets in Leo. For me, I don't have planets in Leo, but the point is it is still a house. It might even go across in 2 houses depending on the size of your houses or the smallness of them. It might be that, you know, it's all tucked inside things, but it has a relevance. The energy of Leo, or the house it represents, has a relevance to all of us. So we're going to look at the energies that Leo brings, first of all, that are kind of like our earliest understandings of our birth chart energy, because our birth charts have frequencies on them, good and bad, and it's the bad that often kind of reaches its hand out and grabs hold of us and makes us do bad things, dark things, things that are not good, but they're to show us, they're to lead us into the darkness so that we can find a way out of that. So this is kind of negative aspects that I'm at the moment calling ego chaos. And so, Leo, your dark energies that pull on you are egomania. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's an energy of, you know, that sort of desire to push your own ego. And I feel uncomfortable saying that because it's the farthest thing from your minds right now. So it might be that this energy frequency has taken away your negative energies so that you can see your light more easily. So you have a tendency towards exaggeration, having a bigger, better story than others, because that's part of egomania. And you can be very dominating. But again, I just don't feel that at the moment when I lock into and settle into the energy of Leo. You're glory seeking. You seek glory. That's again part of your egomania. You have vanity. Well, you do and you don't. You do have vanity, but your vanity gets worse if there's a Libra, there's a Libra around, because they're often the most vain. You can be very cocky. but you can also be easily wounded, and that can be a danger for you when you let those wounds in. So let's have a look and see with these cards what the story is behind your shadows. I'm interested in this because I do feel your shadows are currently suppressed. Ooh, the card's got a bit stuck. You see, now that's interesting. I'm holding the deck upside down, and this card has come out upside down, and I'm being told, read this upside down. It's Moon in Aries, which is usually this impulsive, fiery energy, and it's just not there with you right now. It's just not present. Even that desire to get up and engage and prowl about is not there in you, Leo. One, two. It's too many, and it doesn't feel you. Let's give them a rifle. I mean, it was you in many ways because it was energies associated with suppression of the sacral, but really you are in that energy, but really your energy is solar plexus. So can we please have some help for Leo? You have Moon in Aquarius. I'll show you it properly in a moment. I need to get some more cards in it. And this one's up the right way. And it's to do with emotional freedoms. But I still feel like that's what you don't have. I feel like this lack of freedom is your Achilles heel. It's the energy that's hurting you. And this is a completely different reading to the others. This is very current. That's interesting. So you've got Ophiuchus and the element of air. This is talking about the frequency of air epoch. There's definitely something, a bolt from the blue, a transformation that's coming down. Because I feel like these words I've just read out as your negative energies aren't even there. They're not relevant to who Leo is right now. Can you explain, please? Can you explain? Can we assist Leo? We've got two more cards. Now, these are upside down. Right, they're coming out as an explanation of your current state. This is so different to the others, Leo. We have Aquarius and Magnet. I didn't even know that these cards could be read upside down in many ways, but in this situation, that's what I'm being told to do. You've lost your magnetism. You've lost that ability to, I guess, connect with your shadows. And so you're sitting, oh, that's interesting. Because I did a reading for Corey, Wassail Corey, Founders of Light, and he's a Leo. And it was all about sitting, well, not quite, but it is what they're saying to me now is like sitting in a pool of light, like a deer in the headlights. The energy of spirit is about to hit your soul so powerfully to somehow bring out the energies of the next category. So, I feel like it's linked to the solar eclipse. I feel like this is your tunnel of adjustment. This current lunar eclipse to solar eclipse is going to bring, because it is Ophiuchus season right now. And I always talk about this Ophiuchus card as being available at any time. But there is a period which is now that is true Ophiuchus season, and it's the bolt from the blue. The snake bearer, it's a consciousness energy. Oh, hang on. You were bringing down cosmic consciousness in the run up to the moon, and Virgo was going to open the ground to release the earth snake serpent. So it's due. This energy of the attraction of the consciousness serpent and the molecular serpent is due. It's also house 5, which is your house. It's about not having pleasures, playfulness. You're lost in the cosmic consciousness at the moment. And this Aquarius is multiplication. It feels like you're multiplying, you're disconnected from earth frequency. There's so much air energy. You've got the element of air, thought editing. That's what you're doing. You're in a space where you're editing thoughts. You've got Moon in Aquarius and you've got Aquarius. There's something about, and I'm being told, like heralding a new energy. You're heralding a new energy. It's really interesting. I'm going to move on to the next section so that we can understand what this means. So your positive attributes, and these are the ones I think you're sitting in, these are the ones I think Ophiuchus is bearing to you, the galactic thread of divine consciousness. I feel like you are connected to some kind of heavenly inspiration, new thoughts, new air energy. We're in air epoch. And we've got all of this kind of emotional fixed energy being turned on its head. You're about to turn consciousness on its head. So, your positive attributes, the ones, this energy, this pool of light, this almost deer in headlights because it's so bright, is about your leadership qualities, your sovereignty, your radiance, the inner shine, Leo, and your playfulness. Playfulness is coming. This, your house energy, this playfulness, this joy. You're powerful. I think you're recharging. You've been disconnected from your molecules to recharge your consciousness. And your heart is expanding. There's a kind of energetic prowess building within you. I'm sorry that this is slightly different, but this is clearly the message that Leo really needs to hear. Let's see what we've got. We have Eris and we have Moon in Sagittarius. I feel like you're about to roar. We have Taurus, but it didn't fall. I'm being shown you as the MGM lion sitting in the golden circle that it has and roaring But as you roar, that frequency of the sound you make, and there is a sense of it's like screaming sacred rage, and that's the energy of Ophiuchus. This is so weird. This is not panning out, Leo, in the way any of the others have. You're in a now moment. Your Eris frequency, moon in Sagittarius, the new moon in Sagittarius is the solar eclipse energy. I feel like we always talk about wolves howling with the moon. You need to go howl at the sun. It's your energy. You need to reclaim the light. And it's philosophical mission. It's about that change of consciousness that you're bringing to everybody. How interesting that this is so different. Ooh, can't tell you yet, but it's lovely. So, I don't know what that one is. Oh, you can't do that many. You can't do that many. Yeah. There were two face down and the other big pile were facing up, so I've put them back. What have we got for you? The one that was making me jiggle around, Leo, is It's you shouting. But it's the card of the cosmic shaman. The true mystical experience is coming to you on the 4th of December when you cry at the sun. And then we have Philosopher, the law of unintended consequences. There's something, because it's coming with purify, status. It's a return of your status. But there's something about this return of status, this purifying, this separating. You see, they're not saying that. They're showing me this. It's interesting because it's, this is what the card represents. It's house 10. It's status. It's your position in the world. But what they're showing me is in Sagittarius season, your snake will come down and it's still separate. And it's when it joins with the earth snake that it will trigger these laws of unintended consequences that will be different for all. I love this. So, the next part of your energy is your subconscious wisdom. And it's like this is your subconscious wisdom. I'm going to read you words. I don't even know whether they matter to you because I feel like something's unfolding for you that is beyond this. But let's see. So the wisdom of your combined shadows and light is to be protective, is generosity, is effervescence. It's your life force burning. Your fixed fires returning. Your courage will return. And you will feel so Leo, so self-assured. It's really interesting. Fascinating. So, this solar eclipse, this purifying roar of Kuar, the cosmic shaman, what's it all about, Alfie? It's mutability. You're going through a transition, a consciousness transition, and it's going to come in and snake down into your molecules. I feel like I'm being shown it's Quicksilver, it's Mercury. I'm being shown the consciousness Ophiuchus snake coming down as silver, and it's rolling through the golden molecules of your entire body, your shiny, sunshiny, golden energy. There is something of the moon about the silver snake, but it's coming in and it's literally transforming your blueprint somehow. I don't know how to explain that. And we have Gaia, Uranus, crown consciousness, platinum, noble metal. Your nobility is coming back. Your pride is returning. This is fascinating. This is consciousness. This is the birthplace of Ophiuchus in many ways. It's the space, the veil through which the transformative frequency of consciousness is being amplified within you. And then we have filter, to banish the grit. The grit I'm being shown is I want to call them DNA distortions, but they're not. They are currently part of your current energy frequency that led you to this point. But it's time to filter out. This silver liquid that's coming down is almost scouring, lifting up these things and sort of pushing them to the surface and letting the atoms that you no longer need just kind of cascade to the floor. You know, like when you see these adverts for, I don't know, some kind of sweet that are all little coloured blobs and they bounce all over the floor. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it's your dreams are returning, Leo, and then you get sextile. You're getting this beautiful energy, this sort of flirty, friendly, socializing frequency is returning to you. It's really beautiful energy. I'm so happy to be witnessing that this energy is now being offered to you, because do you know, every time the moon moved into Leo for a long time, it's been doing my head in. It's been really troublesome. So I've really sensed your pain, your dislocation. So somehow you're coming into your balance. There's something really strange about, I'm not being shown the point at which the snakes merge to birth something new. I'm being shown them connecting, but there's something about the energy of the Ophiuchus silver platinum snake that comes down. This noble energy will combine itself with the golden earth serpent, and it is going to flirt and be friendly and be transformative, but there's something about it that's not producing or bringing into existence your gifts. You somehow, the gifts that I'm going to read you are connected to something else that you have to do in time. All of this that I've just described is the now. Oh, look, you're on the bottom of the deck. You're digesting. This is the moment when you digest and evolve. It's like you've had a stomachache. I don't mean you've had an actual stomachache. I mean your personality has had an ache in the tract where it should digest its newness. And this is your shift. This is your shift. So your gifts that you offer to others is fearlessness. You demonstrate fearlessness. Pride. And pride not just in being proud and showing others how to be proud of themselves, but pride as in a group of lions, a collective. You're bringing a collective sageness, a sagacity, a knowingness, and luminous. This is luminous warrior frequency, drive and confidence. It's like I want to say it's like you're the first sign that's being gifted for some reason with a shift, and I'm being drawn to playfulness. We've been stopped from playing, and it feels like that's one of the gifts that you need to return, your playfulness. So I'm gonna rifle them before asking for your final message. So what's the final message about the gifts for Leo? Gifts for Leo. The gifts for Leo. I think I know what this card is. Yeah, it's Pisces. This card keeps coming out a lot around the energy because it's the point at which we are empowered and we project in the alchemical process. This is the point at which we understand the Philosopher's Stone. This is the energy in which we understand how to manipulate, how to bewitch all the prima materia, all the energies of everything around you. You're being returned to your... I want to say pride, but I don't. You're being returned, you're being empowered. It's on the card. You're being re-empowered. Because you had a power before. Yeah. Rust. It's the first time this card's come out. It's me, Rusty. To calcify, to coat, to age. This is an energy when we cannot move forwards. And that's how you've been for longer than any of the other house energies. You've been caught in that. And then we have compose. Compose yourself for this change. Compose your... It was there somewhere, wasn't it? Let me just see. Your philosophical mission. Your new frequencies as this solar eclipse returns you to you, but in a newness. This platinum cosmic Ophiuchus energy, this noble energy, you have to form and align your molecules as this purification takes place. So what I'm seeing is that when this platinum silver quicksilver energy comes down, it will do that scattering of all the old energies that don't need to be in your divine blueprint anymore. But it doesn't mean that the golden energy of the earth serpent has risen. That's coming later, but it's almost like you'll become a cleaned up magnet calling to the earth serpent with every step you take. And you have spirit. This is house 12. You've had house 3, thoughts, how you relate. You've had house 5, 11, and now 12. Your dreams have returned and you're spiritually actualized, liberated from material possessions. It's interesting, that's some kind of shift that you're going to gift to others. So, Leo, that's exciting. That's so exciting. And yeah, it hasn't followed my pattern that I've been trying to bring, but there's something about the immediacy of the solar eclipse on your lack of shadows. I think it's going to bring you an awareness of new shadows. That's really interesting. Could be interesting to see what you feel, how transformed, purifying from old earth energies, because the golden serpent, earth serpent, is not the earth serpent of old. The old song lines, the old energy frequencies of the earth grid had been collapsing for years. I've been sensing that energy, and they'd been withering, and I'd been having to walk them back into spaces, but they just felt like you've been feeling since lockdown. And so there's a new frequency that's coming. It'll be interesting to see if Virgo again follows you with a different frequency. They may not, but there's definitely you connecting, prowling around with your new luminous frequency, waiting to attract this new air epoch earth energy. It's a calmer golden earth serpent. It's not aggressive. Before it was it was too raw. And to be honest, the silver platinum consciousness serpent didn't want to touch it. Weren't interested. Wrong frequency. And now we're reaching a point where it can come together. So Leo, that's you. Exciting. Wassail.